Hey guys, today in this video, I'm going over some of my favorite anime series. Being a long-time anime fan, in the love I have for anime, I figured I will make a video on some of my favorite anime series. Starting off the video, we have Death Note. In all honesty, Death Note is the show that got me into anime. Prior to it, I'd only watch anime occasionally, and I wasn't a huge fan. But everything changed after watching Death Note. It introduced me to the whole varieties of other anime series, and from there, I became a huge hardcore anime fan. Death Note is one of those shows that proves the fact that anime is great and it is no laughing matter. Death Note is one of the early pioneer anime series that introduced a lot of people to anime. With its great story, interesting characters, and having one of the best anime opening sequences, Death Note is as compelling as it can get. It follows the story of a high school student, Light Yagami, who is living a boring high school life, but one day he comes across a book called Death Note that allows its owner to kill someone by just having their name written in it. Getting his hands on the book, Light Yagami gets an idea of creating a perfect world where there is no crime or criminals, and putting himself in the place of God. Therefore, he uses the book to his advantage, killing off criminals and becoming a god. But his plans get interrupted when a mysterious person appears, who he calls himself Air, to stop Light Yagami. Next up, we have Erased. Now, I strongly remember the show as being one of the shows I've managed to watch entirely in one day. In the show, we follow Satoru Fujinuma, who has the ability of being able to go back in time for a few minutes, though he has no control over his power, as mostly he is sent back in time without his will, and it often leads to him having to save somebody from dying or getting in trouble. But one day he gets back home just to find out that his mother has been murdered. To prevent the death of his mom, he is sent back to 18 years in the past. Soon he realizes that the mother may have a connection to the death of one of his classmates, Kaio Hinazuki, that took place when he was a child. Next up, we have Great Teacher Onizuka. Great Teacher Onizuka is one of the best 90s anime series. It has that vintage 90s anime art style. The series follows 22 years old Ikishi Onizuka, who is a former gangster. One day, he hopes to find a wife for himself, so what does he do, you might ask? Well, he becomes a teacher at a school in hope of hooking up with one of his female students. The show is a perfect mixture of both comedy and seriousness, with having many adult imageries and quote-unquote cringe 90s anime comedy. The show does have its moments, like something hilarious happens and then it changes into something serious and educational, which leaves you speechless. Trigun, the show is an absolute 90s gem. Came out in the same year as Cowboy Bebop, but often so, its popularity is overshadowed by the success of Cowboy Bebop, considering they both came out in the same year. Now, I haven't watched Cowboy Bebop, so I don't know if Cowboy Bebop is any better than Trigun, but I can confidently say that on its own, Trigun is very much enjoyable to the point that when I was watching the show, I was afraid that the show would end soon. So over the period of watching it, what I did was I would only watch one episode a day so that it would take longer to finish the show. Trigun gave me one of the best experiences when it comes to watching anime. The show centers around Vash the Stampede, a famous gunman with a massive price on his head. The show explores a lot of things about humanity and the story of Vash himself. The show starts out as this funny guy going places and getting himself in trouble, but it quickly changes into something different. We start to learn more about Vash, who he is, what he did, and why people are after him. It gets very interesting as the story unfolds. So guys, these are some of my favorite anime series. Now I still have a lot of favorite ones to talk about, but for this video, that's gonna be all. With that, as always, that's all for this video.